Today in Grow a Garden in Roblox, I'm going to teach you the method to create the largest, hugest, biggest plants in the entirety of Grow a Garden. And as probably one of the leading experts on this whole thing, I'm going to tell you what you need to do, what you need to avoid, what pets to use, what pets not to use, and everything in between. If any of this sounds interesting to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Become part of the first 200k OGs because we're growing like 10,000 subs a day. And let's get into the video. Now, why would you want to grow huge plants? Well, maybe you just want to climb really high into the sky up a beanstalk kind of like this because it's a ton of fun to look down on everyone else and grow a garden. Being this high in the sky is great and it makes your garden stand out. And some of my favorite plants to grow huge, one, the beanstalk. You get to grow it. Two, the pink lily because it becomes astronomically high in the sky. Coconuts are kind of cool, but my third favorite one to grow are the huge bone blossom trees because they're just so big and they look so good. So how did I do this? How did I grow so many huge plants? I'm going to get into it right now. The first thing you need to understand when it comes to trying to grow huge plants is that the only thing that affects your chances of growing a huge plant is nothing more than sheer luck. If you've heard rumors that sprinklers affect plant size, you have been misled and misinformed. If you take a look at the shop, basic sprinkler states increases growth speed and fruit size. Advanced sprinkler states growth speed and mutation chances. Godly sprinklers has growth speed and mutation chances and fruit size. And finally, master sprinkler states greatly increases growth speed, mutation chance, and fruit size. None of them, and I repeat, none of them affect plant size. So save your sprinklers for fruits. Don't worry about using them for plants. Can anything in the game increase the percent chance of growing a huge? Absolutely nothing. But not all plants are created equal in this regard. Different plants have different percent chances of being huge and grow to different heights. For example, the coconut tree has a 1.43% chance of being huge, whereas the burning bud only has a 0.2% chance of being huge. And this is the case across all plants of different shapes and sizes, and different plants grow to different heights, and some are more desirable than others to be huge. Now, I know what you're about to say. You're about to say, Crow, those numbers are only for fruit. And at first I thought that might be possible, but through my own testing, I've noticed something interesting. Take a look at my garden. What do you notice over there? Do you guys see this wall of massive bone blossom trees? This huge wall. Well, that's because there are not one, not two, but 5 huge bone blossom trees. I have more huge bone blossom trees than I do huge coconuts or huge beanstalks. How is that possible? Am I really lucky? Or does the huge bone blossom tree have a 2.5% chance to grow huge? That's a massively high chance. You do not understand the number of times I have picked up with reclaimers and put down plants over and over and over again to try and grow huge. Is the fact that I grew 5 huge bone blossom trees on only 6 seeds is not an accident. Whereas over here, I have approximately 13, yes, 13 burning buds. Thank you, Janel, for restocking it so many times during events. And I still haven't grown a huge one. Oh, and when it comes to beanstalks, aside from this insanely lucky one I grew in that one video, that video being right here called The Secret Method for Giant Beanstalk, where I accidentally put down random seeds and grew it, and if you just watch, it goes poof like that. Aside from that one, I have been replanting beanstalks over and over endlessly for forever, for months, and I still haven't grown a second one. And if you're wondering how many beanstalk seeds I have on me, the answer is 19 of them. So it is my professional opinion through lots and lots of experience over the past month that the percentages on the wiki also apply to the plants and not just the fruits. If you disagree with me, you disagree with all the experience I've gathered this entire time. So we've said that sprinklers don't work, and we've said that take into account the percentage of the tree you want in deciding which trees to grow huge. If you want something relatively easy, plant a bunch of coconuts. If you want something really, really hard, try your hand at a gargantuan burning bud because those things squirrel up into the sky like crazy. I desperately want one. What do we do to increase our chances of huges? The answer is simple. It is the reclaimer. And the rest of this video is going to talk about the reclaimer, how to get it, and how to squeeze every ounce of use out of these things. Reclaimers are acquired from the cosmetic crafting section right here. As you can see, I have 3 reclaimers available to you, and every time you craft them, you get 3 of them. It requires one common egg, which are obviously common, and one harvesting tool, which is always in the gear shop, as well as like 500,000 shekels, which is nothing. And then these things take 25 minutes to craft. So how do we make this method even better? The first step is this lovely critter right here, and his name is the hamster. The hamster is a mythical creature where every 3 minutes he runs on a hamster wheel and boosts crafting speed by 30% for 19 seconds. So if your goal is to get as many reclaimers as fast as possible, you want an army of hamsters. You put them down and it makes the crafting time decrease very, very quickly. That is the first phase of squeezing every bit of reclaimer juice we can out of the reclaimer fruit. Hamsters, you want them. So now, let's say our crafting is done. You use your hamsters, you get the reclaimer quicker than you're supposed to, and the reclaimer is ready for acquisition. The next thing you want to do is this guy right here, the Pachycephalosaurus, or maybe a windy one, or maybe a shocked one, or a frozen one. I have a lot of Pachy's. So we're gonna come over here and we're gonna put the Pachy's down in our garden. I only have 7 of them. I need 1 more. And what the Pachycephalosaurus does is crafting dome grants a 6% chance to duplicate a crafted item. So instead of getting 3 reclaimers every 25 minutes or less if you have hamsters, you might get 6 reclaimers. Oh, and my age 44 Pachycephalosaurus is actually an 8.94% chance, with my youngest being a 6.3% chance. Let's see how lucky I am today, guys. Will I be lucky? We're going to take our reclaimers, and I wasn't lucky. I didn't get 6 reclaimers. So you've crafted your reclaimers faster. You've used your Pachycephalosaurus to hopefully get bonus reclaimers sometimes. What else can we do? We move on to this guy, the squirrel. Is he wearing a shirt? I'm really confused. Okay, I have an inverted squirrel, and it's also kind of wearing a shirt. This cute little guy right here comes from a mythical egg. He's a mythical creature, and it states small chance to not consume when using the reclaimer. So after your hamsters and after your Pachycephalosaurus, you want to put squirrels down on the field when you start to go on your little reclaimer spree. And then with your reclaimer, you come over and start picking up all your plants. I haven't done the giant pine cones in a while. I want a huge pine cone, so let me just pick up all these giant pine cones like this. I have a bunch of them. Thank you again, Jandal, during your admin abuse eras. While you're reclaiming, always make sure to read that it says whatever you want to reclaim. One time, I accidentally reclaimed one of my huge coconut trees. It was even bigger than this one. I still have not grown a bigger coconut tree than the one I lost during the reclaiming spree. Pay very close attention during reclaiming. As such, I will carefully click the giant pine cone near my bone blossom that is huge. See this as giant pine cone and go ahead and click it. And now we have our giant pine cone seeds, and I will replant them, hoping one day I will get a nice big huge one. And then we have to wait for them to be fully grown before we can reclaim them again. We are unable to use a reclaimer on a plant that is not fully grown. For example, I have these tranquil blooms that I picked up from the Kitsune farming method. And as you can see, it will not allow me to do it. Plants must be fully grown to use the reclaimer. That is everything on how to grow huge plants and grow a garden. So now you know what to do, and you can go on your own adventure to create your own huge garden so it looks as big and massive as mine. Hopefully you guys found value in this video. If it was useful to you, go ahead and hit subscribe, become part of the first 200k OGs. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.